John Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. How will the budget tomorrow support a growing economy, including jobs, high wages and delivery of better public services?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, New Zealand is making good progress. Our growth outlook is among the strongest in the OECD, and I note their report overnight where they indicate that New Zealand is one of only 2 developed countries where income inequality has been relatively stable since the mid-90s. Our public agencies are providing more elective operations, ensuring more of our young people leave schools with qualifications and keeping our communities safer. In the past year, 84,000 more jobs were created across New Zealand. On average, wages are rising faster than the cost of living, and in the past 12 months, nearly 15,000 New Zealanders were supported off welfare and into work. Tomorrow's budget will build on these gains.
Supplementary question. John
What budget announcements, including benefits to more New Zealand families, has the government already made?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, quite a number of announcements actually. Over the past fortnight, $22 million over 4 years for community budgeting services to help families help themselves, $10.4 million over 2 years to support frontline sexual violence services, $20 million more over 4 years for extra support for children at risk of rheumatic fever, and an extra $6.3 million over 4 years for bilateral cochlear implants, $20 million for an extra 6,000 places in the apprenticeship reboot scheme, and $3.5 million to provide $3,000 for up to 1,000 beneficiaries who are prepared to move to Canterbury for work, and there have been early indications of significant inquiry to take part in that scheme.
Supplementary question. John Hayes.
How does New Zealand's economic outlook compare to that of Australia in the wake of last night's budget in Australia?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think the government's been saying for a while the outlook for the Australian economy is perhaps a bit better than if you listen to Australian commentary. The Australian budget forecasts average growth over the next 3 years of 2.75%, lower than New Zealand's, but still significant. They are focusing on a return to surplus and long-term debt reduction. Here in New Zealand, the budget will show a surplus, show that the country is on track for growth of around 10 percentage points over the next 3 years, and forecasts showing 172,000 more jobs by 2018, with annual rises in average wages reaching $62,300 by 2018.
Supplementary question. John Hayes.
What alternative approaches to economic management has he seen, and what impact would they have on jobs and incomes?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I've taken particular note of those proposals which are likely to prevent the creation of new jobs, if not get rid of existing jobs. And that is opposition to oil and gas exploration on the East Coast and in Taranaki, opposition to any further growth in the agricultural industries, opposition to water storage, opposition to the expansion of aquaculture, opposition to filming The Hobbit in New Zealand, and opposition to coal mining on the West Coast. It's not surprising that these are the positions of opposition parties, because they are opposing everything, who've now promised low unemployment. So their recipe is there'll be no new jobs because they're against all growth, but they are going to get unemployment down.
Order. Question number 4, Honourable David Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance.